Louie C. the Mayor checking in. What is going on, my people? First of all, it's a lovely day in paradise. We still in the movie, but we're going to get through this. I promise you, all good things are coming. Shout out to FloridaKeysInjury.com, lawyers for all accident in the Keys. If you in an accident in a car, moped, bicycle, make sure you check in with them boys, Mark Lyons, FloridaKeysInjury.com. We're going to make sure that you good. Dr. Burrows back on the program tomorrow. Advanced Urgent Care, Key West Marathon, and Key Largo. Right here, make sure you turn on notifications on right now so you can know when the podcast is on. And we're going all the way in at 7 o'clock, WEOW 92.7. Make sure you tune in right after the podcast. We're going to go in for 2 hours because we got to lift our spirits. I got Miss Tangela Edwards in the building. I got Anthony Collazo in the building. I even got a super in the building doing big things. So right now, welcome to the program, Miss Amber Archer Acevedo. How you doing, darling?
I'm doing well. I'm doing very well. Glad to be here.
I see you got the red on from the Key West Conks.
Absolutely, you have to represent.
Okay, so you know this podcast, we worldwide, and we're gonna start this with telling y'all in case you don't know anything about Key West. You know, Key West, you see this shirt right here, 11 state championships, the most in the state. So we doing big things for sure on the baseball side, but most importantly, Miss Amber, let's get to the meats and potatoes of what's going on. Been a rough year, obviously, and it's a rough time to be a principal, especially in your last year. How are you holding up? How are the kids holding up? What is going on? What you been up to?
Well, it definitely is not the way to end a year, not for myself, and especially not for our seniors. And you know, everyone is just having such a tough time. We're such a close-knit community, and to have to be distancing, that's just goes against our norm, you know. Yes. But I will tell you that everybody at school is doing the best they can, and it's amazing work. And I want to start off by giving a huge shout out to all of our teachers, our support personnel, everybody from transportation, cafeteria on down. This is Teacher Appreciation Week.
Nice.
And in this virtual world, it's been a major leap for a lot of our people to go virtual. We know not just for our teachers and our staff, but also for the kids and parents who have become, you know, at-home teachers. So it's a thank you to the parents that are at home helping out the kids. And we're getting through it because we're conk strong, and that's what we do.
Yes, ma'am. So thank you for that. Right about now, I want to do a Key West High School roll call. What class did you graduate? Come on the live right now. Let me know what's that #1 class out there, okay? So let me ask you, Ms. Amber, what plans does Key West High School have for 2020 end of the year ceremonies?
Well, it's definitely not what we want, and we know that nothing is bigger than tradition at Key West High School. But right now, we've got local and state government that just says you can't gather. And we've got 278 graduates. So wow. You imagine that, and the families, and those of you who've been here know that the stadium is packed, you know, over 1,000 people. So we can't gather in that level now. So everything will be virtual on the same timetable to graduate with graduation on May 29th. But we do have things in the works and ready to go that the minute state and local government says you can gather to the numbers we would need, we are ready to do the traditional ceremony. So these graduates could end up with their virtual ceremony, and then they'll end up with a traditional one for those that want to participate, and it will be held in a place where we're able to do it, so everybody will get to walk across that stage.
Okay, so bottom line, even in the future, even though if it doesn't go on the right timetable, we still could have a full graduation depending on the circumstances.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's awesome.
We're ready, and we're planning, and we're talking. We've talked to the city because we may need, you know, bigger space, but we are planning that live graduation ceremony to follow. But on May 29th, we know we can't do that. And we don't want the day to pass without recognizing our seniors.
Absolutely.
And we know some of them have plans. We've got kids going in the military, young adults now going in the military, and they may not be able to stay around for when that happens, even into June. But it's in the works. So they'll have a little bit extra, and hopefully it's everything they want to be. And we're going to celebrate them in a big way.
Well, you know, Amber, I've known you for a long time, and I appreciate your tenure at Key West High School. I'm sorry this happened for everybody. It's just a crazy situation. We're still, like I said in the movie, but we're going to get through it. And like I said, it's just a tough situation, but we got to make the best out of it. as you know, I'm strong for teachers, always been. I think, my opinion, and it's not because Amber's here, I believe teachers should be the highest paid profession in the world and planets above and beyond. Because this is a hard job and it's a future for youth or whatever. So anything that anybody can do to help teachers, y'all need to do that. Because it's a really sacred. These teachers don't get paid a lot of money. It's not for the money that they do this profession. This comes from the heart, and basically a teacher could change a child's life or whatever. I mean, he could save a child's life. As you know,
Absolutely.
you probably got a million things that you've seen in your tenure or whatever.
For me, it's been, I've been 35 years. And so one of the things that has been really amazing is I started, I was at Poinciana with a lot of these kids, and I've watched a lot of kids from their own, through their whole career. And this class being my last class, you just want to give them everything. And in these times when you can't, we're just going to find the best way we can with what we have going on, and keep the celebration going till they feel like they've been able to get the real graduation that they want. So many things have been cut short, that things that we were looking forward to and things missed. So what we have, we're going to do up the best way we can. And
I would like to say the Key West High School class of 2020, these are obstacles. This is a big one that they threw at you. But trust me, you guys are going to do excellent things, and just keep your dreams intact and be humble and get ready to go to the next level. But we love you, and we're sorry that this happened to our hometown and to everybody worldwide. Usually we're immune to a lot of stuff down in Key West, but this wasn't one of them. Let me ask you this, Ms. Amber. Is anything being done about student athletes extended eligibility?
Right now, FHSA has not put forth to extend eligibility. They put out a notice today that for athletes, for them, June 1st, they're staying on the same season. They're not really changing anything up. And I know there's a lot of discussion, not just in high school sports, but all over. Will everything start on time? Yeah. And right now they have the timetable where they are going to keep everything as is. But as you said, we got to roll with whatever's going. So we'll work with it. Now our coaches right now are pushing out, athletic director, they're pushing out home workouts. They're trying to keep our kids, helping them to be in shape. So when we can do things and the teams can get back together for off season and so forth, that they'll be ready to do that. Right.
And I just got a question because I'm a little bit confused. Okay, so I mean, a kid's not going to stay another year if he's already ready to go to the next level, right? So my question, and this is just off the top of my head, I mean, has there been any discussions to maybe extend maybe the athletic schedule for the other kids that are underclassmen or whatever? It said if you had 24 games, schedule that you could play, maybe give them some extra games based on some time you lost. I mean, have you heard anything like that? Do you think that might be something that they'll look at, or you don't think that might be possible?
They haven't talked about that. I know early on in all of this, they talked about, well, maybe we'll give you another year of eligibility and so forth. But I think with things so uncertain, a lot of statements were made, but they haven't really come to a policy stage. Nobody's made that, because I don't think they really know even right now, can we start normally what we would do? Can our fall sports get together at the end of July and everybody starts to gather and practice? Well, it's on right now, but they just don't know. So I think they're kind of waiting to see before they make some hardline decisions on that.
Gotcha. Okay, and then I know we touched about this a little bit on the program. In your opinion, will classes reconvene on schedule for next year?
Well, interesting you say that, because in the beginning we thought get through the summer and everything will come back. But all the school districts around, including ours, are making plans for what happens if you cannot come back in the same way. I think that, for one thing, some people may not be ready to come back. You know what I mean? You don't know. Will people send their kids to school? Will they be okay with it? So our district, along with a lot of others, are looking at what do you do if school doesn't open the way it normally would, and how will that look? I don't think anyone wants to keep going virtual in this heavy duty. Right. So I think if there's ways to small group or whatever it is, I think people are going to want to be connected. That's the thing that's missing now, is the connection. We are connected people, and this is tough. So I think the schools are making plans for that. The district is planning, like, if it doesn't come the way it normally should, what are we going to do?
Gotcha.
So you got to plan for every. You got to have an A, B, and C plan.
Yeah. You have a backup for the backup for the backup plan.
Absolutely.
So I hadn't written this question, but I'm just thinking here when we sit with you, what do you take away in life from being a principal for 9 years at Key West High School in a tenure of what, 30? You said 30?
35.
35 years. I mean, what do you take away? Because that's something special that you've done, and I want to thank you and your family and Mr. Archer and everything, because basically that man did a lot of stuff, and this is a special place. If you don't know anything about Key West, this is very special. This is sacred what we do out here. We was Friday Night Lights before Friday Night Lights. I mean, they was there before us, but we've been doing this movie for a long time. You know, I mean, them state championships, does the whole thing. I mean, being a conch is very special, and it's hard to talk about it unless you're actually there. And I tell you, anywhere I go, because I go a lot of places, whatever, you know, they say, you know, wear this hat. Now I usually wear my Key West hat because I'm proud to be where I'm from or whatever, and people love Key West with a passion. So I mean, what do you take away? What is special stuff? Anything you could touch on?
Well, you take away so many great moments. I mean, everything from, like you said, early on in my career, being there to watch state champions, being there for the big games, watching kids develop is amazing, and seeing them grow and what they accomplish. It is just something special. And like you said, being principal at Key West High, that knowing that it's my alma mater, knowing that it's like the heart of, you know, the city. It's where we take our young people and we try to get them ready for the world. And the tradition that's still here. You know, my grandfather went to Key West High School in the 20s, you know, and my dad being able to be principal and my mom taught there. It's just, you know, it's something you won't find anywhere. And for me to be able to serve Key West High School for the last 9 years and keep the traditions and keep the excellence and work with such an amazing team is just, you know, it's going to be hard. And someone asked me earlier today, how are you going to handle it? And I don't know. It's going to be tough, but we're in this community. It is my home, and it's going to keep me in my heart, and I'm still going to do everything I can. It's just sometimes, you know, it's time for someone else.
Yep.
So
once a conch, always a conch.
Absolutely.
That's what I say. And speaking about that, it looks like you're leaving the school in good hands with your successor, Christina McPherson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Again, she knows exactly, and you know, she's been there. She has that. She's an alumni. Her kids have gone through there, and so you know, I do feel good knowing that I'm walking out and the person walking in has that same love of the school, the same heart, that same commitment, and she's got a great team she's going to walk in with, and that staff, and I just think they're going to continue to do, you know, amazing stuff and amazing things for our kids.
Right. Well, I thank you, Miss Amber. I mean, this is outstanding. You know, Key West High is just, you know, it's special, and we're going to keep it going, and we're going to be back to normal here sooner than later. And it's just a pleasure to have worked with you. Thank you for everything that you helped me with. You know, Super Acevedo is my man. I love him. I love all of y'all. Even though sometimes, you know, we don't agree on stuff or whatever, at least we talk straight up. And, you know, I got respect for you and everything. I do see some people checking in here. We have somebody from 1977.
Oh, that's Dahlia, one of the twins?
Yeah, checking in. Let's see who else we got here. Monica Herrera.
Look, my nephew.
William Gonzalez.
Yep.
You know, he's conch, but he went over there to the Dolphins. But we still love him. Glenn Archer.
Yep.
Checking in. So that's all love right there. Let me see what else we got. Let me see. Angel Torres checking in.
Yeah, did some work there with football for sure.
So what does it say? I think the class of 2020 should be able to walk in every school in Monroe County. Okay. We'll do the best we can.
Yeah, and
Grace.
you know, Louie, that is really, everyone thinks we're ready, all schools. And the 3 high school principals talk, and we are ready for that. But you can't go against the local and state government. And until they can say, you can put all those people together, you got to wait. But the minute they do, it's kind of like you said, we got plans A, B, and C, and we're ready to move on them. We just
guys,
gotta
listen. Nobody wants anything more to have these kids walk, but we have to follow by the rules. I want to have my parties go. I can't have none of that or whatever. I got to wait till everything's clear. We got to live in order to walk or whatever. So it is what it is. This is a hard, a hand that we've been handed, but we're doing the best we can, and we'll keep on moving. Let's see what else we got here. Daniel, okay. Alicia.
That's Alyssa. That's my
Alyssa.
daughter. She found it.
I'm sorry.
She found the site.
Okay. Look, Big Louie got commissioned on
That's
this.
it.
I heard that boy won the state champion in '84. Was out there doing the catcher, doing nice things out there, marathon. Louie, I see you.
Yeah.
Mercy, thank you for checking in. Look, good old girl Jill Craney checking in. Hi, Jill.
Yeah.
So thank y'all. We love y'all. Right now, listen, like I said, we're going to keep these spirits going. We roll 11 state championships nonstop. So y'all tune in, WOW right now, 2 hours, because we got to keep spirits out. Thank you for being on the program.
Thank
I
you.
love you. Be blessed. And y'all have a wonderful day. And God bless. Holla!